Welcome to Serial Keller, episode 5, the season finale, the just days away from the Space Coast Music Festival. I am your host, Steve Keller from Brevard Live Magazine, from Local Live, one of the co-organizers of the Space Coast Music Festival, which is happening on Saturday, November 5th in the O'Galley Arts District. Joining me, as always, the man
from under a rock,
Mr. E. And we've been with you for 4 episodes now. This is the 5th one in the series, bringing you information and wittiness concerning the Space Coast Music Festival, sponsored by Morgan Financial, to benefit Harbor City Local. Now, everything is taking place in just a couple of days. Saturday, November 5th, starting at 10:30. Actually, we're going to be doing some yoga to limber up before the festivities begin. What do you think of that, E?
What's your favorite pose?
The sleeping after a festival is complete pose, which is what I'll be doing on Sunday.
Oh, the chili cheese dog.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ancient secrets pose is there. This week we have Black Box Blackout, which, if you've been listening or if you've been following along, was a series of events in February. It's a charity that puts together plays and live music events and spoken word. The guests this week will be Lauren Giacone and Kristen Warren, who are the co-founders of Black Box Blackout. And we will talk to them. They're going to actually have a full stage curated at the festival this year. And without further ado, I think we're ready. Another episode of Serial Keller. I'm your host, Steve Keller from Brevard Live Magazine, from Local Live, and co-organizer of the Space Coast Music Festival. Here we are, episode 5, days away from the Space Coast Music Festival, happening Saturday, November 5th, O'Galley Arts District. You may hear the birds in the background, which means we are in EGAD, and we're talking, it's kind of deja vu. We're talking to Kristen Warren, who headlined last year's festival. We're talking to Lauren Giacone, who are curators, I dig that word, curators of the Black Box Blackout stage, which is new this year. So first, welcome.
Thank you very much. Hello, how are you doing this morning?
We're good. The sun is shining, as you mentioned. We're days away from the festival, and let's kind of work backwards, Kristen. Last year, you headlined the music festival. Got a little cold at night, right? But overall, it was a great day. How was your experience?
Oh, wow. I still look back on that day as like one of the happiest days ever for me. It started off a little cloudy in the morning, and I think everybody was just kind of holding their breath. And then it was like, just like the clouds parted and the sun came out, and it was, even though it was a little chilly still, the weather was perfect. The band was just ready to go. We flew Ethan in, and we were just like determined to have a great show, and we did. And I feel like everybody that night just had an amazing experience, and it was wonderful to have that experience in my hometown. So I still smile when I think back on that day.
As do we. So Lauren, you are part of many things here in the area. Kind of give me a brief resume of what you've been up to, and then how you got involved with Black Box Blackout.
Kristen Warren and I actually went to high school together. And so we've been friends for a very, very long time. And we have always, any event that she's done, I've always found a way to be there and support her in any way that I can. But recently, as the pandemic came around, we had a local veteran that was killed in the local sheriff's office, whatever you call it, in the sheriff's department, and
Gregory Edwards.
Yeah. We banned. Yes, please say his name. We decided to come together because I have an organization called Brevard Peacekeepers, where we protest, any police brutality, and help and stand with the families. And Kristen and I decided that we needed to raise some funds for the family, for legal fees and whatever else they were going through. So we had a concert here in the park a couple of years ago, and it was phenomenal. It was one of the most beautiful things I've ever been a part of. And so from there, we've just kept going, and we decided, if we put our heads together, we can do events for any and everything. So when she came to me with this idea about the black box, of course, right away my wheels were spinning, yes. And I knew exactly what I wanted to do. But I, as being in in this world for a couple of years, I know my place. And when it comes to Black and brown artists and issues and things like that, I never want to put myself on the main stage of things. I always want to promote artists that are just not getting paid for what they should be, what they're doing in the community. And so a big thing that we're doing with this is trying to make sure that these artists are getting paid for what they're doing, and that that the light is shown on these people in the right way, and that we're giving everybody the stage and the proper lighting. I guess we want to put everybody in the proper lighting.
Excellent. So let's talk about Black Box Blackout in February of this year, Black History Month. Yeah. How did that come together? How did it go? And obviously the momentum's still there for this year's festival.
Yeah. So Black Box Blackout is actually an idea that I sat on for a long time. That's what I do with my ideas. I sit on them for years. And then one year I'll just decide, you know what, I'm just going to do it. So about 8 weeks before February, I gathered a group of friends and I said, hey, let's take over a space and just do as many Black productions as possible with Black artwork, stand-up comedy, music, whatever we can do. And I was very fortunate when I called Funky Dog Improv, which is an incredible improv club down here in the Arts District. If you haven't been to any of their shows, you must go. They are so talented and so hilarious. When I called Aaron with this idea, he immediately was on board. It was instant. And I said, really? Okay, let's go. And so in that 8 weeks that I gave us, we put together all kinds of great productions, and the response from the community was overwhelming. I was honestly kind of shocked at how it was embraced immediately, and how the community came together and supported it and instantly demanded that we do it again. So we are doing it again in February. And I hope to do it bigger and better in 2023.
And with doing it bigger and better, that's where, with this year, we really have to hunker down and focus on getting sponsors. This is a different animal than what we were dealing with last year. It outgrew us. You know what I mean? So the things that we were getting, which, let me tell you, the type of people that just came together to help this organization. Not only did we have the Funky Dog helping us with, that man is paying rent where he's at. So letting us use this space, he needs to turn a profit too. So there's also, who did we have? The Iron Oak Post supplied one of our events with all of, with some of the things that we needed for that. Chumley's stepped in on a big part.
Nancy
and
Dillon, Derek Gores.
The list goes on and on. I wish that we had written all of this down, but the community support that we had was overwhelming. However, this year, with the mindset that we have of making sure that these artists just aren't coming here to volunteer their time and taking off work to do this stuff, that takes getting some sponsors. So now we're reaching out to different organizations and different businesses, different people who like to give in the community, and remind them that end of year giving is coming up. If you haven't given, you could support the Black Box, and there's definitely a few different ways that you can give. If you go on, if you actually want to email us, we have the sponsorship forms. Yes. If you know of any businesses or people that would like to jump on board with that.
Yeah. blackboxblackout@gmail.com. Very easy. Excellent. However you want to be a part of it, if you'd like to join the committee, if you would like to be a sponsor, if you would like to perform, if you're a playwright, if you're a filmmaker, please email us. We want to give you a platform, we want to showcase you, and we want you to be compensated for your gift.
Amen. We're talking with Kristen and Lauren from Black Box Blackout. So it evolves into the Space Coast Music Festival, right? Instead of just having nightly performances, we're going to have a whole day on one of the stages itself. Not only music, but why don't you kind of tell us who's participating and what they do?
Absolutely. So we're just going to go straight down the list. So in the beginning of the day, I really wanted to showcase young up-and-comers and people that might be doing their first performance ever. First we have a young up-and-comer. She is an MC, rapper, and singer, and she goes by Suave, and she is local. Another local MC rapper named AG, who I actually met working at Publix, and I could just see the star quality on him. And sure enough, when I heard his music, I was like, I was right. Then to give a little break between the hip hop, I'm actually doing an acoustic set myself. I wasn't going to perform on this stage because I really wanted to use it to give platform to other people. But to kind of mix things up, I decided to do a short acoustic set myself. After that, we have Nico Sweet, who is an R&B artist. Mike Roy, who is a local actor and film writer who's going to be doing some spoken word pieces for us. So that's really exciting. Justice Holiday, who is like, everybody knows Justice around town, and Justice does it all. He's a photographer and he's a rapper, and he's going to be doing some stuff for us. Eugene Snowden is performing after Justice. Eugene is huge in the state of Florida. He is an amazing blues artist, and he currently actually lives in North Carolina, but he's coming down. He's from Florida, but he's coming back down to grace this stage, and we're very excited for him. After him is Faithful Hazel Walker. Hazel is an amazing, really prophet and also spoken word artist, and she's going to have some gems to drop that day for all of us. Really excited to have her. Carnegie is a hip hop artist. Carnage. Carnage. It's spelled, okay, I'm so sorry. I can't read. And so
Hopefully he can edit that
out. Please edit that out. And so M.I.M. Is a breakdancer and hip hop artist. DJ Sharp is going to be doing a DJ set for a little bit, getting people in the mood as we get closer to the end of the evening. And then he and Midas the Beast are going to do a set together. Joy in the Morning Gospel Ensemble is going to be a really beautiful set of original gospel music, led by myself and two other lead singers and some background singers. We were actually rehearsing last night, and it's really beautiful what we came up with, and it's all original gospel music. And then my favorite band in the world, Creek, is going to be performing. They're my favorites, can't lie. Creek,
and they were your backup band last year.
Yes. Those are my brothers. I love them, and any chance that I get to hear them, see them, book them, perform with them, I'm
Throw them on a show that they don't even know about.
Exactly. And I think I have done that
a few times.
I think I have. After that is Midnight Groove. What we are hoping for, a little like sneak peek, what we're hoping for is a mashup set between Midnight Groove and Creek. So that's what we're aiming for as we transition.
The challenge has been made.
Yes. One of the band members proposed it, and I was like, we're doing that.
Yeah.
And so then Midnight Groove is going to do a set of their own. And then we have an amazing Latina punk rock group called, and forgive my Spanish,
Hijas de la Muerte.
Thank you. And I'm so excited to have them down. They are so dope.
The Daughters of the Dead.
Daughters of the Dead. So I'm really excited to have them. And then closing the night is Brandon V, who's an amazing singer, rapper, and just all around positive, uplifting music kind of guy. He's got some new music that he's dropping and sharing for the first time on our stage. So we're really thrilled to have him headline that day. And that is the lineup.
So I'll ask Lauren, how easy, how quickly was something like this put together? Because I can imagine that, the community, well, there's nothing easy about it.
Kristen loves to give us like less than 8 weeks
Excuse
usually
me.
for products
Excuse
or
me.
for projects.
Edit that out.
How easy was it? You know what? That it's almost like I
We're still
work better
curating
under
this.
pressure.
True.
And everything always works out. And I always remind Kristen of that whenever she's having like a little
meltdown?
moment, a meltdown or something. I always remind her there's never ever been a project that we've done that things haven't gone way better than we thought that they were going to. So, you know, we just have to rest on that and know that we not only do we have the community support, but I love what I do. I love managing events. I love doing this stuff. So whenever things start to, you know, like kick off, it's like I can just see where the clockwork needs to go and we move it that way. So it's nice. I'm not worried about it.
What I say is what I always say is because last year with the headlining, there were some challenges. There were some obstacles that we had to work through, and you know, what I said.
Like a car
Oh my
accident,
God.
maybe.
Yeah. Long story short, I was going to sell my merch out of a vintage car, and the woman who was allowing me to use it, on her way to the festival, she had a car accident. That was last year. God bless her.
It
she's
was
fine.
great. Yeah, she's fine.
She's fine. She's okay. So things will happen that are out of your control.
Yeah.
And so at the end of that night, because obviously that was very jarring. At the end of that night, I said to myself, a lot of the things that I wanted did not happen necessarily, but everything that needed to happen happened, and it went fine. It went fine. And I was very happy with the performance. And I was happy for everyone that performed that night.
Yeah.
So I know that at the end of this, I will say the same thing. You know, everything that needed to happen happened, and we're fine, and I'm proud of us.
And here we are, less than a week away from the 2022 edition of the Space Coast Music Festival. We'll all get together next Sunday and hopefully say the same thing. But Black Box Blackout will continue, you said,
If
next
it
February?
helps, BBBO. If that, it helps me to just remember the acronyms and the way it's
Okay.
supposed to
I
go.
don't know
Black
about
Box,
that.
Blackout.
I don't know.
It took me a full year last year. I kept she threw me on stage quite a few times. And every time I got on stage, I said blackout, black box.
It's okay. They know. If you really want to laugh, ask Steve Spencer to say it. Ask him to say it. He will call it everything but black box blackout. Black in a box. Box black. I'm like, it's okay, Steve. Don't hurt yourself.
that BBBO, it seems a little bit more
just
attractive
fine.
now. But here we are. We're part of this. We're part of the 7 stages, which I think is awesome. I love the location of the stage. I think it's going to be great. You got some other vendors that are participating as well as the entertainment, and it really just
A few live painters.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's what I
Shout out
really
to
wanted.
Kadira Bay and Julia Sneggs for coming up with the artwork, because this year we have new artwork representing
Yes, for
the Black Box.
2023.
Every year, Kristen wants to have a new, a local artist coming in and doing the artwork to represent. So, that's really exciting.
Mm-hmm.
That's really exciting.
So they,
It's not only music that we're supporting;
Yeah.
it's the artists, it's
artists,
the word, writers and actors and everybody.
any type of creative, we wanted to give them a space and say, you're free to create here, and
absolutely couldn't think of a better way to close it out. Before we go, though, Kristen dealt with this last year. Very important part of the episodes for Serial Keller is the question, and you can say it again. Maybe your choice has changed in a year.
Okay.
What is your favorite cereal?
Oh, I don't remember what I said last year.
remember either.
This is a very important question.
Yeah, it is.
It's a tie. Can it be a tie?
Of course.
It's a tie between, and now you know how unhealthy my eating habits are. Haha. I love honeycomb.
Oh yeah, those are good.
Freaking honeycomb. I don't know what they put in that stuff. And then I don't know if I'm allowed to say this on the show, so you can edit it. Cinnamon Toast Crag. Oh, so good. I don't know what they put in Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have literally opened a family-sized box and eaten it out of the box.
Oh God,
No milk necessary.
diabetes.
That definitely editing.
I think Cinnamon Toast Crunch is what you said last year. I'm getting deja vu.
Delicious.
What about you, Lauren?
Oh my God. Okay, so I love They have these Quaker Oats squares that are like brown sugar.
She's one-upping me now with a healthy cereal.
I barely think it's healthy. I think it's still chock full of enough sugar.
I get my flavor every morning.
I do. And regular old Honey Nut Cheerios. I really love like super crunchy Honey Nut Cheerios. I can eat them dry. Like I don't even need the milk with them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're going to need our energy for this Saturday, November 5th. Space Coast Music Festival presented by Morgan Financial to benefit Harbor City Local. Love it to have Black Box Blackout on the bill. And really just, we have the singer-songwriter stage behind us at Screamland. We have so many different bands. We have over 100 bands performing on Saturday alone. I'll go ahead and give a shout out to Best Fest, which is the Friday before at Intercoastal. It's my band's Best Supporting Actors 15th year anniversary. So we're proud of that. And we've got a lineup of bands not playing the festival that Friday night. So all in all, it is 107 bands over 2 days.
It's a bigger lineup every year. Every year it increases.
This is true.
I can't wait to see it in 5 years. It's gonna be the whole.
What's your favorite stage?
My favorite stage?
Yeah, I mean, whenever you go around and look at other people's stage, I love seeing the kids' stage.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ours too.
I really just love
on.
that so much.
Yeah.
I stayed there for a good portion last year because I did a lot of the media taking pictures and stuff like that. And my God, that was one that really captured me. Those kids are just amazing.
It's inspiring.
Yeah.
And honestly, that is something that I think epitomizes what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
The Groove Shack, shout out to Brock.
Yes.
But
Shout out to Brock.
But the idea itself, or the ability to take lessons, the ability to learn a band dynamic, and the ability to perform out here, in addition to the junior and high school bands that are out here too, I think that really goes unnoticed since they are a little bit earlier in the day. These are kids that are actually learning their craft in school.
Yeah, man, come bring your kids out here so that they can see these kids, because it's really inspiring whenever you see someone that looks like you on a stage, whether you're black, brown, white, or young or old. It's really inspiring to see yourself on the stage. So bring your kids out and let them see what's happening out here. It's really, really awesome and inspiring to see.
It's all kid friendly.
Yeah, super kid friendly.
Yeah.
Amazingly
Bring
kid
your
friendly.
children.
Yes.
We're both moms, and we're
Yes,
telling you.
absolutely. Bring your
okay.
kids.
We might have ours, actually.
Come watch our kids while you're
at
it.
Please.
All right, thank you guys, and we'll be right back. And there you go, wrapping up the season 2 of Serial Keller with 2 founders, 2 curators of the Black Box Blackout stage, happening on Saturday, November 5th at the Space Coast Music Festival, sponsored by Morgan Financial.
Suggestion.
Yeah.
Next year, when you do the interview, don't put the microphone inside a punching bag. Place it elsewhere.
Hey, my hearing aids are on the fritz. What can I tell you? But that's live, right? I was going to say it's radio, but it's
We
not
got 2
radio.
cereals for the price of 1 this time.
We did, and I know that you're going to be excited about that.
Multiple cereals.
So our thanks to Lauren and Kristen. Go see those guys, as well as all the wonderful acts that we talked about in this episode at the Space Coast Music Festival, happening Saturday, November 5th. Sponsored by Morgan Financial to benefit Harbor City Local. A total of 101, not Dalmatians, but bands and artists and spoken word artists.
How many Dalmatians?
You're really not supposed to bring dogs to EGAD.
What about
unless they're your
Dalmatian
service
costumes for the after party?
dogs. Well, 3.
All right.
So this is it, right? Another season of Serial Keller.
This is
We
it.
are in contract negotiations to bring you a run of shows, not necessarily music festival related, but our lawyers are still working on that. What I will say as well is that we will see you on Saturday, November 5th. Hopefully we'll see you on the 4th as well, which is Best Fest at Intercoastal. So that'll be the Friday night before. But by all means, save up your energy for this weekend coming up, Space Coast Music Festival weekend, as it's turning out to be. And again, all the money, all the proceeds goes to charity as we further education, music, and otherwise here in Brevard County. Thanks to all of our guests. Thanks to this guy here, Mr. E. We wouldn't be able to do it without him fixing all my mistakes in post-production. And
Some of them just can't be fixed.
well, yeah.
And I apologize.
I'm almost 50. I'm okay with that. What I would be okay with as well, Mr. Segway says, is you coming out to the festival. Hopefully you'll have a great time. The parking situation is getting better. Stay tuned for updates on that, where you can park, because I know that that's always been a thorn in our side.
Where do I stay tuned for the parking updates?
You go to spacecoastrocks.com, you go to Facebook, you go to Instagram, and we will let you know what's going on.
Phenomenal.
All right. For Mr. E, for Liam Neeson, and for myself, thank you for listening, and we will see you at the Space Coast Music Festival.